Hello, brothers and sisters. So today I have something special. I'm going to be conducting this experiment. Pretty simple experiment, but very interesting. All you need is this cup, rope. You place 2 holes in the middle, put the string in the middle, tie it from the bottom of the cup to 1 foot, mark it, then you mark your second one, and then last but not least, the 3rd foot. Now, I'm going to start with the first. I will be putting 10 coins into this cup. Starting at the 1 foot mark, I'll be placing it. I will be doing a short swing and recording it for 10 swings. Now, I will be doing a bigger swing. Same amount of time, 10 swings. Okay, now let's see how it is with 2 feet. Now I'm going to get the 2 feet mark with 10 coins in it and start with a little swing. Now I will start with a larger swing. Okay, let's go back to 1 foot, but this time we're going to add 10 more coins into the cup. Place it at the top at the 1 foot mark. Start with a little swing. Again, we're doing 10 swings for each set. Now we'll be doing a larger swing. Okay, now that we got the first foot down, let's go back to the second. Again, with 20 coins in there, we'll start with a little swing. Now, with the same exact coins, 20, we're going to do a bigger swing. Now I'll be collecting all this data, each swing, and averaging it out to what the number will be at the end. Now that we are done with this, I will be collecting all the data and I'll be sending it to the link below, the email address.
You have seen a really good demo of how to conduct that experiment, right? Now, I'm going to show you how to collect data and how to send it to us. So, basically, what you need to do is, you need to collect the data in the form of a table. And the table has 4 columns. 1, 2, 3, and the 4th column. The first column is the length of the pendulum, length. The second column is how much weight you have in that pendulum. And the third one is how wide the pendulum is swung. That is the swing. If you remember correctly, times were measured 8 times. There are 2 sets, right? The first set is 4 experiments. 4 times you need to collect data. All the 4 times with 1 foot of the length for the pendulum. And the second set is 2 feet. And when the pendulum length is 1, you conduct the experiment twice with 10 coins each and then 20 coins each for the remaining 2. Same thing happens when the pendulum length is 2 feet. 10 coins each and 20 coins each. Please ensure that you use the same coin. If you use a quarter, use a quarter. If you use a dollar coin, use a dollar coin. If you use a 5 rupee coin, use a 5 rupee coin, or whatever currency it is, right? It has to be a known weight so that you can look up online and figure out the weight of that coin, right? The government declares the weight of each coin. And now, when the weights are 10 each, you have short swing and wide swing. Again, when the coins are 20, when you have added 10 more, you have short swing and wide swing. Same thing happens when the pendulum length is 2 feet. Short, wide. Short, wide. You notice that there are 2 options for length, 2 options for weight, and 2 options for swing. 2 times 2 times 2, total you have 8 readings. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, all of them put together. Now, what are you measuring? You are measuring the time, average time for the pendulum to come back to the same position. Right? That is what this experiment is about. So here is the pendulum. You have a string and you have a paper cup attached at the bottom, and you have added some 10 coins to it. You have stacked up the 10 coins. Now, the total length of this string plus the cup all the way from here to here is 2 feet. And from the bottom, again, you measure up to 1 foot. Let us say that is here. That is 1 foot. Now what you do is, with the pendulum length set to 1 foot, you hold it here. Preferably you don't hold it with your own hand, because if you hold it with your own hand, first of all, you need to hold a time measuring instrument like maybe a stopwatch. You know, every smartphone has this stopwatch functionality. You hit the start button, it starts running. So you measure the time for 10 swings, right? So let me first stop it and reset it. You hold it here. You preferably tie this to maybe a branch, a tree branch, or maybe something static that doesn't move, right? You hold it here, you pull it maybe up to here, to this part. Now the pendulum comes here, right? And then you hold it here and you release. As soon as you release, you hit the start button and you count 1, 2, 3, and likewise maybe 10 times or 20 times. And when you reach the number that you wanted, let us say 10, you hit the stop button, and if you see a time of 12.68 seconds, that is the time it has taken for 10 swings, right? So this time divided by 10 is the average time for 1 swing, and that is the time that you want to capture here. So 12.68 by 10 is 1.268, whatever number that you get, right? And next time what you want to do is, with a wide swing you want to measure. This time you pull this swing all the way up to here. It does not really matter how much it is, but it has to be more than the previous swing. You don't really need to measure this length or this length. All you need is the second one has to be significantly bigger than the first one, right? and with that you measure again the total time for 10 swings, and the time that you got on your stopwatch, you divide that with 10, you get the average time for one swing, you note it down. And likewise, you note the rest of the 7 measurements. And this is the data that you want to send to the email address provided in the previous video. It's a very simple experiment, very beautiful experiment. What you are going to figure out is at the end whether the time is dependent on the length or the weight or the swing or maybe a combination of those factors. Which one is really impacting this time? That is what you're going to figure out. Okay?